E3 rages on. We are still on our feet. Last day of the show. I am joined by Jonathan Pelling, creative director at 2K Marin, and you, sir, are working on XCOM. How's the show treating you so far?
It's been a long show. It's been a good show, though. It's turned out pretty well, and I'm really excited. Positive feedback that we're getting for XCOM.
Yeah, the demo, we just got out of the demo. I think it looks really cool. You guys have taken, however, a pretty storied and revered franchise that was like one kind of game and turned it into a very different kind of game. That was a brave move on your part, given the devotion of the XCOM fan base. But how's the response been? And have you taken any feedback from people's kind of initial impressions of the game?
Well, I think there's been a bit of negativity, but most of it has been from people that aren't really familiar with or have seen much of the game. And I think most of the people that have seen the game are really excited and are buying into it. And that's, it's because we're really respecting the original material, like the original game. We're really trying to preserve that essence. We're not trying to throw all that out and just come out with some kind of bland first-person shooter.
You have like sort of a base of operations in the game, which is kind of like a big airplane hangar, sort of secret ops kind of place. There's a big map on the wall with a bunch of little mission markers, basically. So is that sort of a nod back to the original game, like being able to sort of choose like what area? Obviously the gameplay is different because it's first person, but it seems like that may have come directly from the past games. Is that accurate?
Yeah, definitely. There's a whole strategic side to the game. Right. Fans of the original will remember having the base and being in control of the base and being able to, make strategic decisions about how their campaign, their operation is going to play out. And the same applies in this version of XCOM. You have a base, you have a staff, you have a science division, an intelligence division, a development, manufacturing division. And all these areas, they're all working for you to help you conduct your investigation. So for the map, for example, missions will come and go. Missions will be made of different opportunities and objectives. And it's up to you. You have to manage strategic resources like Illyrium and money and how America thinks of you. Fans of the original might remember that the world was divided up into countries, and you had to meet the approval of those countries. Right. It's a similar case in our XCOM, only it's states of America.
Right. Okay. Is there going to be a scenario where you've got 2 or 3 missions, and by pursuing one of those missions, you're going to lose the opportunity to go back and do the others?
Yeah, that'll almost always happen.
Really?
Each mission is very transient. And it's dynamically constructed out of a bunch of things, like what enemies you're going to face, what objectives you're going to meet on there. And once you get out in the field, you'll use that information to decide where you want to go. And then once you get out into the field, you might encounter other opportunities, other emergent scenarios that might distract you. So it's really up to you to drive your game. Like, what are you going to do next? What's important to you right now? And what risks are you going to take?
Awesome. So you guys have a very coherent sort of mid-century, like 50s, golden age Americana kind of style going on in the game. Where did you look for inspiration in the art style, the design of the environments, and the atmosphere and all that kind of thing?
Well, we wanted to do a couple of things. We wanted to be a fresh look, like something that really leaps off the page. We wanted to create a clean and vibrant and colorful world. And we did that so that we could throw these aliens into it that are messy and destructive and corrupting, so that there's a real contrast there, real clarity between what you're trying to save and what's threatening that. So we looked at advertising from the 1950s, illustrators from that period to really capture that painterly, colorful, clean look. It's not an America that really ever existed, but it's a perfect, beautiful American dream.
Very cool. So when are we going to see this game?
We're going to see this game in 2011.
Okay. That's all you're going to tell us for now, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, Jonathan, I appreciate your time. Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.